Well, hey there, sport. It's that Ginger Kid, back again with some more tips and tricks for your favorite game, Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator. Now, you've set out on your adventure to damage the dignity of your opponent, and you're ready to craft your first insult of the round. Now is the time to grab as many different subjects as possible to increase your odds of creating future combos. Tossing out your sister, your mother, you, and your father all at once will quadruple your odds of finding at least one of them in the next batch. And that leaves you sitting pretty while your opponent weeps in the corner, fearful of the verbal barrage that's yet to come. And keep in mind, sport, this isn't just for the start of the match. Why not do the same thing when you're unable to make or break a combo and don't have any weaknesses on the board to hide from or utilize to your full advantage? Hot crackers, does that ever make stomping your opponent's self-esteem into the ground a breeze? Are you sitting there with an and in your hand as well as a free one on the board? Has your opponent already finished their insult, leaving you with two to choose from? Well, use the one from your hand first, then drink your tea to see if you can make use of the second one on the board. This is the most risk-free way to build as long an insult as possible. It keeps you from leaving a sentence dangling and having to finish like a fool, and it prevents you from wasting one of your hands by drinking your tea a scooch too early. For example, if you have an and the word your mother in your hand, and your foolhardy opponent has already wrapped their insult up in a pretty little bow thanks to the only remaining items on the board being a comparison and the and, use your personal and the comparison along with your subject, and then drink your tea. See if you can make use of that final and to wrap it all up in a nice strong way. Gee willikers, it's clear to me you're a regular firecracker, ready to take this game for all it's worth. While tackling achievements can certainly be fun and rewarding, those sneaky scamps always seem to pop up in a manner sure to leave you with the weakest insult of the round. But never fear, that's what single-player mode is for. Grind out those achievements without leaving your ranking at stake by insulting the game's own automatons. Remember, most of these are references to that old staple of Brit comedy, Monty Python's Flying Circus. So you're looking for fun little tidbits like your hovercraft is full of eels and a duck hunter probably murdered this poor man, along with more topical gems like your country is not a part of Europe and the classic bit of comedy, your mother is your father. Sometimes in the world of Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator, you gotta roll the dice and see what you can get. For example, let's say you've got yourself a short little insult and there's no and on the board. Well, it may be tempting to look in your hand and see a finishing statement like, "You tottering fool-born hedgepig," and use that to finish it all up. Now is the time to be bold. Roll the dice, drink that tea, and see if you can get yourself one of those oh-so-valuable ands to continue your insult on. Using the ellipsis or the three dots is always a bit of a gamble. Check your opponent's insult. Look for something long with multiple subjects and statements. Look for combos. Look for your weakness and keep an eye out. If you're not sure if the opponent might be able to knock you down, then just finish your insult and go from there. Otherwise, use those three dots to the best of your advantage and make sure you give them a sound walloping in the next round. Now, even though the exchange of insults tends to be a gentlemanly sport, there are some ungentlemanly tactics you can use to cripple your opponent. For example, the first move in creating any insult is to pick a subject. Now, let's say your opponent is going first, and you spot them make a comparison or make a statement. This is usually the best way to go. However, if there's only one and on the board, now's your opportunity to be a little bit of a scamp and steal it away from them. Pair two subjects together with one statement, or compare two subjects to a third. This allows you to take the only and you know about, leaving them no option but to use any ands they've got hidden away in their hand. While this won't always work completely well, it can definitely leave them with a shorter insult than they expected to have. Now, we all know it's our duty as smart, capable folk to use the best grammar we possibly can. However, sometimes playing dumb can work to your advantage. Let's say your opponent's up first chooses his subject and you see right there a weakness that you know is gonna hit you hard. Maybe you don't have much life. Or maybe you just feel like being a bit of a jerk. Snag that weakness statement before even choosing your subject. Take that 3 damage hit for bad grammar and save yourself the bigger hit of a particularly nasty insult. That about does it for this batch of tips and tricks on how you can make the most out of your time in OSA the Insult Simulator. Now, if you like these tips and tricks, be sure to leave a like on the video down below. Be sure to comment down below if you found any part of this video helpful in building your personal insult strategy. And if you want to hear more of that ginger kid doing ridiculous accents, then be sure to obey the beard and subscribe.